वायल्याणं नमो वज्रायाणं नमो लोये सव्वसानुणं एषो पञ्चनमुखारो सर्वपावप्रणाशनो मजानं शिरसवेशि परमं
Jai Jinendra. I will cover few items for the knowledge of all our members. Number one, we have bought the property behind this cultural center, and activity at the building has been going on. Shirish Bhai has been working, Shailesh Bhai has been working, and we are getting hazardous substance report and a clearance. January 1st, we will get a possession of the building, and sometime in February or March, we will have an event with our community. With this building, we have raised so far about $2.5 million, and we need some more commitment from our community members before we really can embark on a full-fledged plan to go ahead and make an architectural drawing and construction drawing and ask for permission. To that effect, we have started and will be talking to our community members about commitment of the funds. And in the various plans, number one, that we have sent out the email messages, we would like to have 100 people from our community who will commit $50,000 each, and that will be given $10,000 a year for 5 years. That will give us a close to about $5 million commitment, and I think we can do it. To that effect, we have already one name that is secured, and Nitin Bhai will announce that. We're going to have a young generations meeting on December the 16th, and we will have the meeting on December 16th, just like we had done in the April part, where we will invite young people, a lot of our Parsala teachers, and the students, and we will appeal them, which they can do it, that if we can get them to participate, not what they wanted, but also that they should contribute it. And before the end of the year, I'm hopeful that we will be able to get pretty close to 100 names that will give us about $5 million commitment. Just now I got from Yogesh Bhai, I have asked him that we have a basement which will be a garage parking. First level will be several rooms that can be used for the dining room purpose, and the second floor will be some Patsala classes, and had given him the sketches that were prepared by Shirish Bhai, and see what kind of pledges we can ask our community. He just sent it to me, and I'm just going to give you a brief, but he's going to send it out and we will all decide final numbers. He said room 3,700 square feet times 2, 501,000 each, that will total $1 million. Rooms 3,000 square feet, 1, $351,000. 1,500 square feet rooms, we have 2, 201,000 each, that will give us a $402,000. 1,200 square feet rooms times 8, that will give, each room will be $151,000 pledge, that will give us $1.2 million. 600 square feet each times 2, each will be $75,000, so 2 rooms, $150,000. That will give total $3.6 million. Main building, he thinks that we should have $1.5 million each times 4, that will give us $6 million. Parking area, $750,000. Land, $250,000 times 4, that will give us $1 million. If we realize all those things, this will give us an $11 million on top of what the $3 million that we have collected. If you want to put up this building, our cost is going to be $12 million and up. We are looking for at least 50% of that commitment before we can embark on really a construction work. And this is what the BOD has decided, and this is our goal. So this gives you some general idea what we plan to do and what we would like to do. So this is about the building. The next item will be next week we are doing fundraising for our wildfire victims. As we all know that there are disasters striking all around the world, and now it is pretty close to our home. We have a wildfire and the destructions and the damage up in the north and here in the Malibu area. Next Saturday we're going to have fundraising, so please plan to attend. That will be a very exciting event, for a lunch followed by the event, and we would also like whatever you can contribute, and I believe that that would be a good humanitarian cause. Next item, I want to bring everybody's attention that we've been working to have an education spread more and more our Jain principles. The first time we embarked on having a winter session in Ahmedabad, and I'm happy to report that in the last 3 to 4 months, with a lot of efforts and a lot of our community help, we are able to do that. And we weren't very optimistic how many students we will be able to gather and they will apply. Our goal was about 20 students, and I'm happy to report that now we have 25 students that they're going to go to Ahmedabad, and they will have a lodging, boarding, classes, some syllabus, teaching, and they will be also visiting Palidana over the weekend. And these students, 25, they are all international students. There are some from India, but there are quite a few. There are several from Singapore, I think a couple of from Europe, there are many from here. So this education program is going well. And we will do similar program in the summer, and we hope that the program will continue next winter as well. As far as the education is concerned, we are spreading the word and we are trying to establish several lectureships and professorship around here. And this afternoon at 1:30, we will have a signing ceremony of Bhagwan Mallinath endowed professorship at LMU, and that will be an exciting event, and there is a lot of demand from the students over there. In the last 3 years, we have a combined program between Sikh and the Jain studies, and that has been very successful. And now we will have a permanent, our own Jain and professorship over there. So we've been making quite a bit of a progress. Last but not the least, we have Jaina Convention coming up next year, and that information can be more and more given by Mahesh Bhai, who is over here. And this is what I have to say, and I just want you to know that this year we accomplished a lot of stuff, and in the next few months and next year we will have a lot of excitement. Things will happen. We are embarking on updating our AV system as well as the internet and security system. So by the time Jaina Convention comes in, we will have a state-of-the-art equipment in those areas. We are updating our website, mobile app, and to that effect, Jigar, Samir, and the Janice, they have taken the lead. They will have an updated information on that, as we all know that most people now work with the smartphones. So the mobile app will be very important. And there will be an RSVP that will be very dynamic and working. I just want all of our members to know that we should get into the habit of an RSVP for every event that we host here, because the people who are managing the food area, it's very difficult to arrange for the food, because we all know we do not want to waste the food. There are a lot of people, they go hungry around the world, and it is just sad that if we have to waste the food. At the same time, we don't want to be short of the food, because if you make an arrangement for 150 or 200 people and 400 people shows up, it is very difficult to feed them, because we are not equipped where we all of a sudden can cook for another 100 people, and we don't want everybody to be unhappy either. We should take a cue from the Northern California, where their RSVP rate is about 90% and above. And we should be in the habit of RSVP. Whenever there is an event and we send out an app, you see it, and you plan to come, RSVP. You can RSVP, you can also cancel at the same time, and that will help the food committee to prepare the food in an adequate manner, so there will be enough food, but at the same time we wouldn't be wasting the food. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Now we will present our 2017 financial statements.
Before you go for the next topic, just one comment on what he said, so if you allow me. I don't think we need to have a microphone. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
So we, as Jason Bhai said, we are all very excited. I'm one of the BOD members, so that's why I'm picking up that we have very excited, we are very much excited that we have a great project coming up, and Jason Bhai's leadership has excited everybody, so we are very happy. And this was decided in the BOD that if we want to take on this big project, 12 to 15 million, whatever amount comes out, at least we should have half of it available so that we don't get into troubles in future and we don't want to burden our new generation. And at the same time, he had mentioned that Yogesh Bhai has worked hard to come up with all these numbers. He just had sent to him. Just want to clarify so you don't go home with that message that this has been approved by BOD. It has been recommended by Yogesh Bhai, and it would be, this is what the recommended. It's not approved by BOD yet. So just wanted to clarify.
I said that I just got it from the Yogesh Bhai, and it is just the preliminary numbers, and it would be discussed in a BOD. Everybody will have a chance. We will present to the community, send it out via email message, and once everybody agrees and we are on the same page, then we will make it official and final. This was just the preliminary number that I just got it, and I just wanted to give a little glimpse of what is coming, because we want to make sure that we have at least 50% of the funds committed so that we can go forward. Right now we have momentum, and out of the 50% of the funds that we want, close to 5 to 6 million, we have close to about 2.5 to 3 million already committed so far. So we're looking for, and if we get, I think the big pledges of rooms and everything will come up, but BOD has approved and EC has approved 100 people, 50,000 each, 10,000 every year. If we get that number done, that will give us a $5 million plus $3 million we have it, that will be $8 million. We can start doing that, and I believe by looking and talking to our community members, the young people, many software engineers and doctors, I think that they are doing well, and they can give 10,000 a year for 5 years. And as we all know that we all have to pay the taxes, and under the new tax law, you cannot take a property deductions, and quite a few other things has gone away. But the one thing that is preserved is the charitable deduction. And if your personal tax situation calls for that instead of 1 year, you can combine 2 year or 3 year donation at one time, we will adjust to that, and we understand it, and we will work with everybody. So for an example, if somebody's income 10,000 is not helpful and they want to combine 2 years, we'll wait for 1 more year, and next year you can give 20,000. We just need some commitment. And I think in our community, our young people, I'm hopeful that we can get that much commitment, and I think we will do it. Thank you very much.
We will work hard and we will get all the commitment we need. With that, now I'd like to invite our treasurer, Geetaben Kona, to present 2017 financial report.
Jai Jinendra. Today I am going to present you Jain Center's 2017 financial report. prepared and reviewed and prepared by Gambhir and Savat Incorporated. This is the first year we have an auditor preparing the financial report. Before I start, I would like to invite my assistant Parecha Shah on the stage, and I would like to invite our auditor Sridhar Bhai Kothari. Sridhar Bhai, I need a backup. I just came back from India yesterday. I hope I don't fall asleep. First, before I start, I would like to thank each and everyone who have helped me in my treasurer's office, starting from Bhandar counting or any other office work, filing or organizing the files, making up reports or anything. I would like to thank each and every one of those people who have helped me all along the year, and thank you for everybody's support. Yeah, this is the review report prepared by the auditors. Next. Here's our assets, the cash 1,524,912, certificates of deposit, unconditional promises, which is 360, those are the receivables, 362,506, and I would like to request each and every member to come forward, pay up your pledges, either by auto deduction or you can have your monthly payment from your own bank account. Then we have advances towards UCR Srimad Rajchandra chair, which is UC Riverside, 325,000, property and equipment total 14 million. So our total asset is 17,103,335. Move little. Our accounts payable. Okay, this is the first year the financial reports are prepared on the accrual basis, not the cash basis. Our accounts payable and accrued expenses 34,000. Our notes payable 1.5. Our unrestricted funds 15,287,842, temporary restricted 268,543. So total net and liabilities and net assets is 17 million. Next. This is the detail of our contributions, other income, our operating expense, and net assets beginning and net assets at the end of the year, which is 15,500,000. This is the cash flow from operating activities, change in the net assets, a depreciation of 528,000, acquisition of property and equipment, advances towards UCR 325,000, repayments of notes payable, borrowings under notes payable, net change in the cash 80,060, and cash at the end of the year is 1,524,912. This is the summary of the accounting, basic accounting.
You don't need to, unless I can explain. Whenever you're presenting GAAP financial statements, you need to describe what are the accounting policies of an organization. So this is a summary of all the accounting policies of organization. Basically, the first basis of accounting is accrual basis of accounting. basis of presentation is how we are presenting the financial statement. Because we are a non-profit organization, there are certain things that needs to be disclosed. Use of estimates is whenever a financial statement is being prepared, management makes certain estimates. For example, allowance for doubtful accounts is an estimate by the management. So this tells you what are the estimates of an organization. We can go to the next page. Certificate of deposit, GAAP requires that whenever you have cash equivalent, certificate of deposit is considered to be cash equivalent, you need to disclose that. The property equipment, so it tells you how we are depreciating our assets. So building and improvements are being depreciated over 39 years, equipment 5 years, furniture 7 years. There are some non-depreciating assets, for example, idle, for example, આપણા જે લાકડાના જે આપણે એક્વિઝિશન કર્યું ભગવાનનું જે છે and bhandar and some of the other things, because we are not depreciating things. So that's what this talks about. Contribution and promises to give, it tells you how we are recording the pledges by the members and what is the method of accounting. So it gives you a big description of how it is recorded. So whenever any reader is reading the financial statement, they have a complete idea of what's going on, how the transactions are being recorded by an organization. Unconditional promises to give relates to the contribution. Basically, those are pledges receivable. Allowance for doubtful accounts, it tells you how organization determines the allowance on non-collectible pledges. So it tells you the methodology that we are using based on the historical write-off percentages and also the management estimates. Income taxes, basically it tells you that we are an exempt organization, therefore there are no taxes being provided on the net surplus we have in the statement of position. These are the new pronouncements that are going to affect the non-profit organizations. So for example, there are certain disclosures that are going to change in 2018. There are certain presentation things are going to change in 2018. So this is talking about what are the new changes that will affect it this year, as well as what are the changes that's going to affect next year, and how we as an organization have adopted those new changes so that we are in compliance with GAAP. Let's go to the next. Long-lived assets is whenever you have fixed assets which you are depreciating, you have to account for if there is any impairment on the assets. For example, if there is an earthquake and therefore the building is damaged, so then you need to write down the value of the building and record the impairment, for example. So this talks about the long-lived assets and that there is no impairment charge. That's what this policy says it. Let's go to the next one. So these are some of the footnotes that goes in the financial statement. You want to take over or you want me to explain? Okay, so whenever, as you know that all our bank accounts are insured up to $250,000. So any balances that you have over $250,000, they are not FDIC insured. So you're supposed to disclose that. And it also, when you have brokerage accounts, the balances up to $500,000 are insured. So this tells you that there is a concentration because we have $1.5 million in cash, but it also says that the organization center has not experienced any losses in the prior years. So that's what this is. For unconditional promises to give, if give a little bit up. So a little bit down, I'm sorry. So this is something that I think we as an organization should handle. It says that approximately 57 of the unconditional promises to give were from 3 donors. So bulk of our receivables are from 3 donors, and it's kind of a concentration for a center that if we don't receive that money, that could be considered as a write-off. So that's what we are supposed to disclose. Because this is the first time we are presenting the financial statement on an accrual basis, so whenever somebody pledges it, the money received today is not the same money received in 2, 3, 4 years from now. So what GAAP requires you to do is you have to present the receivables to the present value. So this is what it describes, that what the management, what the center estimates that within a year we're going to collect about 129,000, and from 1 to 5 years we're going to collect 238,000, and then the discount to net present value is basically, because we're not going to receive it today, but over 3 or 4 or 5 years we have to discount the value of the cash. So that's what it accounts for. So, and it tells you what the federal rate that we have used. What I have used is the rate that the IRS recommends, which is 1.12%. Those are the federally approved rates to discount the receivables. This footnote talks about the advances that $325,000 has been made. So basically, center has advanced on behalf of the UCR Srimad Rajchandra Chair. That's what this talks about. These are various description of the property and building. So the top portion is the gross value of the assets. Accumulated depreciation for all these assets are about $5.8, $5.9 million. So net book value of the assets is about $14.5 million. This tells you about the line of credit that we have established. So it talks about how much you can borrow, what's the interest you are paying, what's the maturity date, and if there are any collaterals that we have. So it has all the details of the thing, and the great thing is that the center didn't owe any money to the bank at the end of the year. So there were no outstanding at the end of the year. What she's saying is that currently we have the line of credit, but this is as of December 31st, 2017, that there were no outstanding advances from the bank. The next note is the notes from the members. So the center owes about $1.5 million. Those are non-interest bearing notes that the members have advanced to the center for cash flow purposes. So that's what this talks about. And whenever we are presenting the financial statement, you have to account for any significant events that has happened to the organization. So when the financial statement were finalized, we have purchased the church building. So this subsequent events talks about what we bought, $3.3 million of property, and how that property was financed. So it says that it was financed through borrowings of the not payable and non-interest bearing notes from the members. So this is, you want to discuss?
Okay, this is the unrestricted contributions. The Bhandar collection was 96,000, JCYC 64,000, membership is 17,000, Paryushan income 156, Swami Vatsalya 139,000, special events 51,000, building 100,000, and other 180,000. The other income from the facilities rental is 130,000, and interest income was 4,271. So our total other income was 134,000. These are some of the expenses. The credit card, bank and credit card fees 7,910, building maintenance 58,767, depreciation 528,000, dignitaries and she-bills 16,425, insurance 32,979, interest expense 5,600, which you saw on the previous page, JCYC activities 39,000, kitchen, food and catering, which is for the Swami Vatsala 114,000, office 15,643, outside service 24,729, property and payroll taxes 17,000, restricted donation expense 190,000, other donation 3,356, salaries 80,800. Security, 24,658. Telephone, 6,925. Utilities, which is electricity, water, gas, 43,787. So total operating expense is 1,211,000. Next. This is the statement of temporarily restricted net assets. We have Ambil Oli. Somebody had a question about, do we keep the money separate of Ambil Oli? Here we do keep the money collected from Ambil Ori, the donation, they are kept separate, and the expenses are the groceries or the people who have worked during the Ambil Ori, those are the expenses. So the balance as of 2017 is 34,717 in Ambil Oli fund. Bidara, Gnan Bhandar, the other relief fund, Jaya 3,154, Jirala Parsnat 85,688. On that we are still waiting for some proper documents to be received so we can send the money to Jirala Parsnat. Jeev Daya, we have been sending wire to Panjrapurs every year. This year I just wired the money last month. Other direct donation, hurricane disaster, Sadharmic fund, we have 4,972. Seva TCCO, which is 7,269. We have already given the money to TCCOP. You see Riverside Chair 12,200, Vayahwach 1,724. And wellness program 9,630. So our total temporarily restricted amount is 268,543.
So for non-profit organization, the way the restriction is determined is based on the donor. Whenever the donor donates the money and they say that this money should be set aside for a specific purpose, as an organization, we are supposed to keep track of those funds for that specific purpose. So whenever somebody writes a check, I request to write down in the memo that what that is for, so that way it's easier for tracking purposes and for the just audit purposes. And then organization keeps track of all the expenses related to that fund so that you can tell at the end of the year what are the funds that are not being used. So this gives you a complete description of what was the beginning, how much was received additional, and what was used and what's at the end of the year. So
That's about it. Thank you.
I want to thank Geeta Ben and everybody who has been involved in the Jain Center recording the financial transaction. If you can imagine that we have pledges from આપણે ચઢાવો $50 થી માંડીને we have pledges of $1 million. Every pledge that comes through gets accounted in each member's account. There are various checks that comes through. Somebody gives maybe a couple of checks a year, somebody gives one check a year, some people give the money throughout the year. There is a lot of work that goes on at this particular level. And I want to thank Geeta Ben and everybody else who has been involved. It's a lot of work, and I want to thank, let's give a big round of applause. And everybody that is involved. Thank you all, and I want to thank you personally that this is the first time we are preparing a reviewed financial statement. So thank you for putting trust in Gamba and Savet. That's my firm. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No. Now we will have religious committees report, and after that we will introduce our new elected EC BOD and Jaina director candidates.
Jai Jinendra. Dr. Jasanbhai has mentioned regarding the new building which we are going to have the possession on the 1st January of 2019. There was some discussion in the EC meeting, and before we start anything about the new construction, and so first date was given on the 1st January we will take the possession, but on the 6th January, the Sunday, we will go for there and we will do the Snatra Puja over there. And after Shanti Kalas, towards all around the building, we will have the Dharavadi. So just to make that property in our pious way, in our ritual form. This will be before the construction. Then there will be some treatment about the molds and the asbestos. So that will take about 1 month or maybe. So second date was decided in the EC that in March 3rd, there is a Pathshala day, March 3rd, 2019. There is a Pathshala day, and after the treatment, all the Pathshala classes who are sitting over here or wherever the Pathshala people, JCSC decide, all the classes will be moved over there. So we will have this cultural or available for our, if not dining area over there, we cannot manage over there, then we can use this as a dining area. So this is in a transition period before we go for a long project about what he has said about collecting the money, maybe about $10–12 million. Maybe if we have something in our pocket, then we can start, and everybody is excited to start it, and it is good. So these 2 dates, I want to remind everybody that please come on January 6th. We will go there and with all the song together, and we will make an Snatra Puja and Dharavadi and etc. So at the same time, I have asked the EC permission for giving us a 1 room over there, because our Jaina convention is going to be in July 4 to 7, 2019, and the responsibility to erect a new temple over there, and lot of work for the temple. So EC is kind enough to give us the permission to use 1 room for there for the workshop. So we have a committee of the temple committee and some volunteers also, and I urge and I request anybody who are interested to help us in our temple committee, please come forward. Rahul Jogolia is the chairperson, and unfortunately I'm going to India with some 4 other works, but we will start our workshop there from 6th January onwards. We are having some purchases already over there, and we are going to erect a very beautiful temple over there Mahesh Bhai Wadar will tell something about that. Jitu Bhai, who has come over here for the parishioner, so he is coming for the Jaina Convention 2019, and from the 4th to 7th we are going to have the over there, and the next weekend we will have a Samyak Darshan Sibir over here, 3 days Sibir, and we will announce all over the US, all the Sangh. Those who are interested, they can make an arrangement so they can extend their dates and they can attend the Sibir. It will be a very, very high profile and very, very knowledgeable Sibir about the Samyak Darshan. What I have heard from Jitu Bhai, about 400, 500 to 800 people are gathering whenever there is a Samyak Darshan Sibir. We know what is Samyak Darshan in a very little way, but he will explain us with all the literature, all the projections, and what is it and how we can achieve it. So that it will be in July, but just I'm going to announce because this has been decided, and when I'm going there, I'm going to meet Jitu Bhai, I'm going to meet Hitesh Bhai, who will be coming in the May for our anniversary program. We will work out something in the anniversary program apart from what we are having the usual procedures, and I'm going to meet Narendra Bhai Nandu also, who may come for our, after what we have done, the erected building, and then we will have some pujan and whatever it may be. That is just a tentative program. Something I want to announce that we have received some angis, 7 angis from some donor from Bangalore. And now we are going to put in a new pledge to the community that those who want to make an ambil or angi on any day, they can pledge for it. And for those who are having the permanent lifetime tithis, if they want to add their angi in there, and that pledge will be increased little more. Something logistic here we are working, but we are going to put that Angi pledges also. So that will be very important. In the coming year, one thing, it was just announced that there was a Bhaktamba recitation in the Aradhana hall. We are going to make a Bhaktaman Mandir over there. And for that, Dr. Bharil, who is very, very much having the knowledge of it, he is staying at Jaipur. And my plan is going to Jaipur also to meet him and to meet our Murti maker, who is at Jaipur, and we have ordered him to get 24 Tirthankar Murtis plus 1 Simandra Swami Murti and 3 Gabara Murti, that all for the Jaina Convention. So, and that work is to be observed, and that is what I am planning to go over there also. You must have read one request from JTLA that they are erecting the temple over there. They have got all the permissions, and maybe 1 or 2 permission is lacking. So they have proposed for the Sankli Ambil proposal. I request request Hemendra Bhai Doshi is here. Is Hemendra Bhai? He will explain us about the Sankli Ambil. So many people are enthusiastic, they have started then putting their name. Till the construction is starting, we are going to make an Ambil every day. So that is a request from the Raju, you can come also, please. Yeah. So about Sankli Ambil, Hemendra, please.
Jai Jinendra, I think I'll speak in Gujarati, it probably would be more effective. આપણે જેમ આપણા દેરાસરને અહીંયા આગળ જ્યારે સ્થાપના કરેલી ત્યારે આપણે સાંકળી આંબેલનું બળ મેળવેલું ને એ બળથી આપણે અત્યારે જોઈએ છે કે આપણે દેરાસરની એક્ટિવિટીઝ કેટલી સુંદર થઈ શકે છે કરીને એ જ પ્રમાણે અત્યારે જ્યારે ટોહાંગામાં જૈન ટેમ્પલ ઓફ લોસ એન્જલસ જ્યારે દેરાસર બાંધે છે એના કાર્યમાં દરેક રીતના એ કાર્ય નિર્વિઘ્ને પૂર્ણ થાય અને જલ્દીમાં જલ્દી પૂર્ણ થાય જેથી કરીને આપણને પણ એ ભગવાનની ઉર્જા પ્રાપ્ત થાય કરીને એ ભગવાનની ઉર્જા આપણને બધાને કેટલી સહાય કરી શકે છે એનો પ્રતાપ આપણે જોઈ શકીશું તો એ કાર્ય નિર્વિઘ્ને અને શીઘ્રતાથી પૂર્ણ થાય એના માટે સાંકળી આંબેલનો એક સંકલ્પ કર્યો છે તો જેને બી આની અંદર ભાગ લેવો હોય આ ભાગ એટલે માટે લેવાનો છે કે આપણે તો આપણા માટે કરીએ છીએ પણ આની અંદર આપણે સર્વજીવ માટે એક કરવાની આપણને ભાવના જાગે છે તો એમાં સૌ જોડાય એવી નમ્ર વિનંતી છે આના માટેનો ઈમેલ આપણે મોકલાવેલો છે અને ઘણા બધાએ એ ઈમેલનો રિસ્પોન્સ પણ આપેલો છે હજી પણ ઘણા બધાની જરૂરત છે કારણ કે સાંકળી આંબેલ લગભગ વર્ષ ઉપર ચાલુ રાખવાનો રહેશે જ્યાં સુધી ત્યાં આગળ પ્રતિષ્ઠા ન થાય ત્યાં સુધી આ સાંકળી આંબેલ આપણે ચાલુ રાખવા છે અને આ આપણા સેન્ટરનું કામ છે કારણ કે આપણે એમ કહેવાય તો JTLA છે ના આપણા ભગવાન છે જ્યાં આગળ બી આપણા ભગવાનની સ્થાપના થાય છે ત્યાં આગળ મારું જ દેરાસર છે અને એ જ ભાવનાથી આપણે આની અંદર સામેલ થવું છે તો એક વખત ઈમેલ ઓલરેડી ગયેલો છે અને સાંકળી આંબેલના ફોર્મ્સ બી મોકલાવવામાં આવશે અને એ સાંકળી આંબેલની શરૂઆતની ડેટ ક્યારથી છે એ બી ટૂંક સમયમાં આપણે અનાઉન્સ કરીશું તો દરેક જણ એની અંદર ભાગ લે એવી નમ્ર વિનંતી અને જે લોકોને બી કંઈ નામ લખાવવા હોય એ અત્યારે લખાવી શકશે આ મીટિંગ પતી જાય પછી ડ્યુરિંગ ધ મીટિંગ વી ડોન્ટ વોન્ટ ટુ ડિસ્ટર્બ ધીસ મીટિંગ તો આ મીટિંગ પતી જાય પછી રાજુભાઈને કે મને કે કોઈને બી નામ લખાવો અશોકભાઈ બી અહીંયા આગળ હશે તો જેને બી સાંકળી આંબેલમાં ભાગ લેવો હશે તો એમાં નામ લખાવી શકશો સાંકળી આંબેલ માટે અમુક જે કોળી વસ્તુઓ જેમ કે ખાખરા છે ચણા છે બધી વસ્તુઓ એ બધાની અરેન્જમેન્ટ આપણે અહીંયાથી જ કરીશું એટલે જેને બી એ વસ્તુઓની જરૂર હશે એ આપણે અહીંયા બધાને પૂરી પાડી શકીશું તો પ્લીઝ બધા જ એની અંદર જોડાવજો એવી ખાસ નમ્ર વિનંતી છે થેન્ક યુ
જય જિનેન્દ્ર પહેલાં તો ખાસ ECનો અને જૈન સેન્ટરનો ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર કારણ કે આઈ ટુક ઇટ ટુ ધ EC એન્ડ દે અપ્રૂવ ઇટ વિથ હોલ હાર્ટેડલી આઈડિયા કે આપણે જો હેમેરભાઈ કીધું એ પ્રમાણે જે આંબીનું આપણને બળ મળશે તો આ દેરાસર જલ્દી પૂર્ણ થઈ જશે અને આપણને જો એટલીસ્ટ 30 નામ પણ જો મળી જાય કે જે લોકો મહિને એક વખત કરી શકે ઓબ્વિયસલી કોઈ એક વર્ષમાં એક વખત કરે તો બી દેટ્સ ગુડ ઇનફ વી ઓલરેડી હેવ અ ગુડ નેમ્સ અને જો આઈડિયા એવો છે કે જો કદાચ દિવસના 2 થાય તો કોઈ વખત કોઈ સિચ્યુએશન ચેન્જ થાય તો એટલીસ્ટ એક આંબી તો મિનિમમ થાય વી ઓલરેડી હેવ બેકઅપમાં બી છે કે જેની અંદર કે ભાઈ કદાચ આજે કોઈ આંબી ન કરે કે તમે નામ લખાવ્યું કોઈ કારણસર સિચ્યુએશન ચેન્જ થઈ મહિના પછી 2 મહિના પછી તો ડેફિનેટલી આપણે બધા સંઘમાં એવા મેમ્બર્સ છે કે જે લોકો કહે છે કે અમે લોકો તમે આગલા દિવસે પણ ફોન કરી દેશો તમારે આંબીલ કરીશું એવા મેમ્બર્સ પણ છે એટલે જો 30 થી 40 મેમ્બર એવા મળે કે જે મહિને ઓછામાં ઓછું એક આંબીલ કરે અમારી પાસે એવા પણ નામ આવ્યા છે કે જે લોકો કહે છે કે અમે એવરી વન્સ અ વીક કરીશું એ ટાઈપના પણ મેમ્બર્સ છે એટલે પ્લીઝ ફોર્મ આવી જશે 1-2 દિવસમાં and I wanted to thank obviously Samir who has started making the form and then he took help of Janice. I never met Janice but he is helping me with making the form. It's a very good form he is making it. આપણો જે જૈન સેન્ટરનું કેલેન્ડર છે એ જ એટેચ કરીશું એટલે તમે લોકો પિક કરી શકો ડેટ અથવા તો તિથિ કે કોઈ પણ પિક કરી શકો અને એની ક્વેશ્ચન તો પ્લીઝ ફોન કરજો કંઈ બી હો તો ઈમેલમાં નંબર્સ બધા લખેલા છે જય જિનેન્દ્ર થેન્ક યુ
થેન્ક યુ રાજુભાઈ આનંદભાઈ સાંકળી આંબી ઓર કોઈ પણ વ્રત આપણે લઈએ તો એનું બળ ઘણું છે મેં પોતે પ્રત્યક્ષ અનુભવ્યું છે while I was secretary at my society, Nauka Society Paldi, we were going to build a temple over there in a common plot area, but there were, from wherever communities there are some questions, so many questions and so many resolutions we have passed and we think that there we should do something. So we asked Maharaj Sahib Acharya Ji, and he told that you do something. Somebody can just avoid the rice, somebody can avoid the ghઉં, કોઈ આંબીલ કરે, કોઈ કાસણા કરે. અને આપણે જાણીએ છીએ કે સમય શિખરની તીર્થ રક્ષા માટે દક્ષાબેન અઠ્ઠમના તપે અઠ્ઠમના પાણે અઠ્ઠમ કરતા રહ્યા છે અને સમય શિખરનું એમે કેટલું જોર મળ્યું છે. એટલે this is very important. Just think of it. One last thing I want to announce about January. Before January, in December, we are going to have Maun Ekadashri, Post Dashmi, Pashnat Kalyana, and 21st to 24th there is a JCSC winter camp. And after this December, 1st January is important for us also, because we are going to have the possession of the new property, and we are going to have obey. We are going to executing our bylaws changes, and the bylaws changes whatever the accepted by the general body, and we are going to execute from the 1st January. And regarding the religious purpose, I want to tell everybody, then from 1st January onwards, Devdravya will be a separated entity, not only on the paper, but it will be in the bank also, and that will be used for the temple purpose only, and other conditions for the security and maintenance. Whatever bylaws changes as suggested, it will be given back from that entity. So thank you very much, and have a good day. Thank you. Jai Jai.
You should report the Phoenix.
Sorry. It was a very nice trip to the Phoenix. It was announced, and with the tremendous work with the committee, particularly Mahesh Bhai. We just proposed that we should do like this, and agreed. Checks we have received, non-transferable, non-refundable. And while we were there, everybody has એટલો બધો ભાવ આવી ગયો બધાને કે they don't want to take their check back. It was given back, but they said no, it will go for the donation. So on the opposite side, we have given everybody the opportunity for having the small Siddha Chakra Yantra Puja over there, and the big Yantra also, and those who are pledged or not pledged, everybody has enjoyed. It was a very good hospitality from them also. It was a very good motel they have engaged over there, so much decoration over there, and they were receiving like 25મો તીર્થંકર પ્રવેશી રહ્યો છે એવી રીતે એમને અમને રિસીવ કર્યા છે યોગેશભાઈ, and we Dedia Sahib and all the volunteers, they work, and everybody tireless. The 8 hours journey, but nobody was tired, nobody has slept in the bus. They were enjoyed with the bhakti, bhavana, and two things very, very important. Jaswant has said is a green signal from here. Go ahead. From here onwards, it will be my expenses, and then it will be his friend Dr. Gautam. He is a very noble and generous person. I met him so many times over there, and all the other expenses they are there. Everybody has given the money, and that will be deposited in the Jain Center account, in a restricted account. And whatever we have promised, Yogesh Bhai has announced over there, about $5,000 we are going to give them the Ekta Mandir, and that is all from whoever has been traveled over there. And so it was a memorable journey. And anything? Yeah, they have requested Jaswant Bhai to have a trusteeship in their organization, and Jaswant Bhai has agreed upon that. So So he will be a trustee over there in Ekta Mandir body, and now he is there, so we are there. Thank you.
Their trusteeship is $15,000 and life membership is $2,000.
Yeah. So $15,000 trusteeship. One trustee is there. Anybody wants to, they can have it. And $2,000 donation. We have kept the form at the counter. Those who are interested, they can fill up the form and they can be a donor over there. So this was a very memorable journey, and everybody was asking why we should not do like this maybe every 3 months, 6 months, or every year or the most. Yeah, we will do it. When we are all together, we will do it. Thank you very much.
Towards our building, I want to collect 100 names before the end of the year, so we have funds committed. Towards that, I'm happy to announce I have first name Ramesh and Nisa Zaveri, and second name is Pradeep Bhai. Today is a Kartiki Punam day, and I will be happy and our center will be happy if we can get at least 5 names. We have 2 names. I'm looking for 3 names today, so that would be a good shukran. And before the end of the year, I'm sure we will get 100 names. Thank you very much.
Jai Jinendra. First of all, I like to thank Sridhar Bhai Kothari and his firm. They have given a substantial discount for doing these reviewed financial statements. We got almost a half price, normally it costs a lot of money. So thank you, Sridhar Bhai and your firm. First, I'm going to announce the current BOD members and EC members whose terms are expiring. I'm calling the term expiring. They are not outgoing members. They have been servicing for quite some time, and they will be always there. Basically, it's just a term expiring. So first of all, I will say BOD members. Their 4th term expires. Rajesh Bhai Shah and Mahesh Bhai Wadar. We want to thank you for your service. I know we can always count on you, and you are always there. Then we have 7 EC members term expiring, and I will read their names. Samir Shah, Pinal Doshi, Mahesh Bhai Shah, Ketan Parekh, Kalpesh Javeri, Bhavin Modi, and Ajay Shah. So we thank all these EC and BOD members for their service, and we will continue to work with you and looking for your seva. And now I'm going to announce the names. I know we already had sent out, we had our 2018 elections we had just conducted, and there were 2 BOD positions. So we had for the BOD positions, Yogesh Bhai Shah and Mahesh Bhai Shah are elected BOD members for 4-year terms, and their term will start January 1st, 2019.
Can they come in the front? So I will.
Yeah, come on over, Yogesh Bhai, Mahesh Bhai. Hello. These people, all people know. So that term will start January 1st. Then I will call upon EC elected members. Vijay Bhai Shah, he is not present here. His daughter's wedding was just yesterday, so he's very busy with all that stuff. Padmaben Shah, Padmaben, one more please. Ramesh Bhai Javeri, Salil Dangi. Salil ji is out of town. He has sent email, so Salil ji is very active in AV and other stuff. Bhavin Modi, I think I have seen Bhavin earlier. Bhavin is here. Ajay Shah and Jignesh Mehta. I have seen Jignesh Bhai. We have these new 7 elected EC members. Their term will start January 1 for 2-year term. And then we have Jaina directors. We had 3 Jaina director positions that opens April 1, 2019. Their term will start in April. But we had decided to include those into election. This is the first year we are electing Jaina directors. In the past, it was selected by BOD members. So with that, I like to invite Dr. Jaswant Bhai Modi. He's been elected. Ashok Bhai Savla. And we had 1 position for Jaina director without prior EC BOD experience. Sushma Ben Parekh, she was uncontested elected. So we welcome you, and we are looking forward to work with you. And let's give them a big applause. One more thing, I also like to thank all other candidates who participated in the election. Vipin Bhai Vadecha, he's always there. Hitesh Bhai said he's always doing a lot of things. Dr. Ramesh Bhai Kothari, doing medical camp or other activities. So those were the people that were in the BOD, and we will be working with them to, I know they are always there one way or another way they help it, but we want to make sure the people who had interest to serve, we will make sure we are including them in one way or another way for their seva. For the EC candidates, we had Sanjeev Jain, Sharad Khapra, Ajay Khetani, and Anil Bhai Mehta. So those were other participants. We will make sure that, because in the next year we plan to bring in at least, I believe, 3 assistants for secretary, public relations, vice president, and so forth. So they will be they should, we will appoint them as assistant so they can attend the meetings, and that way, we set up future officers or committee members, And for the Jaina director, we had other candidates like Yogesh Bhai had applied, Virendra Bhai, Dr. Ramesh Bhai Kodai. So we thank all of the members, and these are our new elected committee members. Yeah.
Our total membership is almost about 1800 plus, and I think our voting record is less than 50%. So I would encourage all of our members who are life members, 2 years membership and eligible to vote, please participate, read your emails and vote. We like to get a voting participation. But our goal should be 100%, but we will be very, very happy if we even reach 60, 70, 80%. Our community is very well educated, and we want people to make an informed choices and see our participation rate and the voting rate will go up. Last but not the least, I appreciate and I thank you very much the nomination committee and ultimately a lot of work on the election committee part, all the election committee member and Pramod Bhai, because it takes a lot of time counting, getting out membership, voting and everything. So Pramod Bhai and all the people, thank you very much.
Thank you. I like to thank the nomination committee who had initially did all the part getting all the nomination, and in my election committee I like to thank Dr. Dipti Bendoshi, who is out of town, and Kaushal Shah. Thanks very much. They all have supported me to carry out this project. Thank you.
Anyhow, we wanted to actually, Mahesh can come also if you would like to. We would like to thank Jain Center of Southern California for giving us an opportunity to serve. It's really an honor, and punyano kaam kiye hai. And during that period, if we have hurt anybody's feeling or anything, michhami dukadam. And again, as Pramod Bhai said, our term is expiring. We are here to serve any given time. We are there always. Thank you so much. Endless, that is true.
Thank you so much for the opportunity that Jain Center has given us here, and we are always there. I mean, we definitely, you can bank on us. As far as Jaina is concerned, I have to thank Jain Center of Southern California and JTLA that has been supporting and hosting this convention. There is a lot of enthusiasm from the part of the Jain Center here. We have so far 2,057 registrations. Majority of the teams, committees are working very well. We have exciting programs. We are working, as Mahendra Bhai said, on the temple. It's going to be magnificent. The temple work that they are doing, Rahul Chobalia is creating the temple. It will be something out of this world. Something to see it, and if you miss it, you would miss the world. So that's what it is. We have excellent programs. I think this is the 21st biannual convention, and within myself, in me, what I feel is that this convention is going to be one of the best that anybody would have ever seen. And trust me on that. We have meetings, with different committees. Last week we had meeting with the cultural committee. Trust me, it is going to be amazing. The hard work that they are putting, I just appreciated that very much. It's wonderful. And thank you so much. Where is Rupa Ben? She is doing wonderful job with the other committee members. Jaina Ben is here. Thank you so much, Jaina Ben. You are doing great. Jaina Ben is, her hands are on majority of the committees. She is also a souvenir committee chair. She helps anywhere, everywhere, website, anything, you name it, she is there. Thank you so much, Jaina Ben. But trust me, if anybody that has not registered for this convention, please do, because you're going to miss a big thing. Thank you so much.
Those members who are helping for sandwich making for the homeless center, please after the lunch in the area after lunch, please be here and help them out. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Sittanam, Namo Ayaryanam, Namo Vachayanam, Namo Esavasahunam, Eso Panchanamukaro, Savapava Pranasano, Mangalancha Savvesim, Paramam Avai Mangalam. Jai Jindra.
Thank you. Oh, hi. Good to see you, right? Yeah. આજકાલ હવે બહુ મળાતું નથી.
Program beli. Yeah.
How's the family doing?
Family is doing good. Yeah. I went to visit Singapore and because my daughter lives in Singapore, Rita. Yeah, so spent time with her 10 days. Then we all went to Vietnam for 10 days. So it was a fun visit.
Good trip.
Yeah. So as long as the body is moving, try to do few things. Right.
You look pretty young, huh?
Yeah, I'll be turning 75 February. Yeah. I'll be turning 75 February. Yeah.
મને એમ કે તમે 70 પહોંચ્યા કે નહીં? That was my question.
Yeah. Fortunately, my energy level and all of that is